now?
We're standing in the southern corridor that runs east-west of the building, and what I'm going to show you is the wall. This is the southernmost wall. What we did here, in this trench through here, we were looking to see whether there was any kind of floor or any kind of surface between the outer wall and the main inner wall. It soon became obvious that there wasn't any surviving surface, so what we've done is that we were looking to see how deep the foundations were going, and in this bit here, which is trench area B2, they go down at least 60 centimetres deep. They are formed of closely packed small to medium size pieces of subangular flint, which are up to 12 centimetres in length, and they're quite closely packed together. What I'm going to do is I'll take you around the site in a anti-clockwise direction. We're now standing at the southeast corner of the main walls, and the feature to note here is this hollow which contained the bones of a sheep that was excavated in 2007. One of the things we were going to try and do this year was to actually go down and see if there was anything underneath that, but I don't think we may or may not have time for that. Coming up on the eastern inner main wall, we again have a deep, 65 centimetres deep set of flints. The thing about that differentiates these is they seem to be laid in courses. They are the same size and shape as the other flints in the previous foundations, and what we were trying to see was whether we actually had any survival of any kind of surface again, and there doesn't appear to be anything surviving. We are still standing in what we have termed room 1, which is the southernmost main room, and then we have two internal dividing walls. This is number 1 and this is number 2. These have been badly truncated by a pit which cut through them through here. So here we just have the rubble infill. This is the wall foundations itself, and lying in here was found a fully articulated skeleton of a possible chicken, which has obviously been removed after recording. Coming further to the west in this area, we can see the shadow of where the wall foundations were. You can see them running through here, and then they seem to just die out at this point. I think they were present a bit further on, but as you can see, as we've excavated through, they seem to have stopped. Again, we're still getting a bit of brick and tile in this, but this is effectively the wall cut here with some packed chalk in here, but then we actually have the fill of the pit. So this is probably contamination from that. Again, we haven't excavated the walls on this bit, but we have taken them fully down to this bit here, and in this section over here that was excavated in 2007, they go down approximately 55 centimetres. Now that is not unusual, they're by no means shallower than elsewhere. The reason for this is that at some stage the top 20 centimetres has been robbed out. The other features to notice in this particular area here is, again, we have a spread of moor dump here. This is where the wall is but has been robbed out, but these two clusters of flints here and here remain enigmatic. Do we possibly have a structure running through to the west, or are they just, again, just dumps of flint? A question for future excavations, perhaps. We're now coming into room 2. And I'm standing in room 2, and what we have again is a section to look at the relationship between another 2 sets of internal walls. This is the southern one of those second set of walls, and the main inner western set of wall foundations. Notice we have some plaster at the top, but then again, as in the previous section, we seem to have courses running through. One course there, another course there, and possibly another course through there, where clay has been superimposed. The thing to note here is that this line here is continuous, but on this section here, the depth of these foundations is at least half, if not less. So it's only between 20 to 30 centimetres deep. In terms of interpretation of this feature, currently we believe we are looking at a staircase. If we follow these walls along, you can see them running through here until we get to this section here, which is different from elsewhere. It is similar to the other section for the eastern inner wall in terms of its depth, but as we come through here, and whilst this inner wall again joins onto it and does not butt up, there is a significant layer of clay between the courses. And again, whilst in the previous section we looked at the depth only went down to there, in this it goes a lot deeper, at least down to 60 centimetres deep. So we seem to, at some point, the construction technique for this wall changes. We have a very deep set of flints. Again, they are medium to small size. Some of these are probably only about 40 millimetres long, up to about 120 millimetres. But as I showed in the previous section over there, the construction technique has changed. This section is currently being recorded, and the thing to note about it, again, we have the courses there, there, there and there, but at the top we have what looks to be a facing of mortar. The last thing to show at the top of this trench is this wall here, which is the northern wall for room 3. There are two other rooms north of this before we get to the end of the building, which we will now proceed to.